Okay, I'm gonna sort of ad lib this, or as they say, I'm gonna. I can't do a video now without advertisement starting. Fantastic. Okay, here we go. Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this wonderful world. Welcome to BWTM Sports. My name is Ingram Jones, and as you know, those of you who've been around for many years, you've seen me cover Tyson Fury from 2012 to 2013 on a number of occasions, and interviewed the man himself before and after becoming world champion. Colorful, bright character, highly skilled, vastly underestimated, and became king of the heavyweight division. You see, throughout my time, whether it be on YouTube or particularly when I'm doing messages in this particular subject, there's experts. There are people that laugh at the things that I say, find it funny. Food. I find it funny, and don't really take the words I say pretty seriously, because most of them don't understand the kind of history of the sport, the politics or politricks, the corruption that is within the sport, and also the spiritual consciousness that is about as well. So that'll fire over many people's heads. So people like probably Tyson will understand what I'm saying here. I'm going to just pull some things together, and I will sort of get to my point. First and foremost, people will ask me, did I see that video with Tyson talking about him come back? No, I didn't see it. I don't particularly care. I don't care. I'm not interested. No, I don't care about Tyson coming back. Nothing to do with that. Not that it's always got anything to do with the fact that I don't like Tyson Fury or I'm anti-Fury. Nothing to do with that. Just not interested. Not interested. Not interested. Then I'll tell you why I'm not interested. If you go back, 15, 20 years, like that. Not even that. 10 years, where the great, I say the great, Prince Naseem Hamed fight came back, and they got booed out the arena after his loss to Pereira. Came back and had that fight, got booed out the arena. Naz had a lot of fans still, but after that, there were rumors of him coming back. Yes, Naz is going to come back. Naz is moving up in weight. Naz is going to fight Morales. Naz is going to do this. Naz is going to do that. And boxing fans always kept on the edge of their seats whether Naz was going to come back. Never did. Lex Lewis fought Vitaly Klitschko in that memorable fight. Lennox about, oh, if you pay me X amount of money, I'll come back. Rumors, mills all the time, hearing about Lennox might come back. Lennox might do it. What would happen if Lennox came back? Never happened. Rumors of Marvin Hagler making comebacks. Never happened. And people that have made comebacks, aka Sugar Ray Leonard, came back and fought Hagler. Great. Aka Muhammad Ali came back and shocked the world. So you have kind of both sides of the story. Okay. First and foremost, you've heard, even in Tyson's career, when he has been active in his career, where he has said statements like, he said it like, oh, I just would go in a caravan and I'd leave the sport of boxing. I'm like this and I'm like this and I'm like this, and I don't know how I feel about the sport, whether I want to be in the sport, and I wasn't in sport. This is before he became world heavyweight champion, because he was frustrated with the sport of boxing. Now, fast forward 2017, that option at this minute in time has been taken away from Tyson, and he is in A retirement, self-imposed, I don't know, but I know this much: something's not right. Tyson has been, we know that there was something went on out. Nobody actually knows the real truth as to why Tyson Fury is. We have stories. We've heard about the cocaine. We've heard that he took the cocaine. Well, okay, fine. We've heard about the drugs, the drug scandal. And what before we even get to that point, let me take you back a step. I think it was around when Tyson was IBF champion. Still had the IBL, and I said it on this channel. I said, Tyson and to Team Fury, relinquish those belts, give those belts up. You said you are the Muhammad. You say you are the Muhammad Ali of 2016. Quote. You are this era's Muhammad Ali. I said, quote, give up those belts, keep the Ring Magazine belt, and do something that no other champion has done in the history of the heavyweight boxing. Defend just the Ring Magazine belt and take on all comers. Give those belts up. People laughed at me. Oh, why would you give the belts up? He's just won the belts. Oh, you talking rubbish. You don't know boxing. Oh, you know, we've got the belts. We need to prove that we're champion. The belts don't make the champion. The belts do not make the champion. We have the current WBC champion, Deontay Wilder. No disrespect, but we're still wondering whether he's going to fight Deontay or whether he's going to fight Luis Ortiz or not. We're still waiting. So what ends up happening? What ends up happening? You tell me, all those people that were laughing at me. What ends up happening? Those belts end up being given away. Joshua's got the titles. Parker's got a title. So they were taken away anyway. One, you laughed about that. Two, I said, quote, 2016, the video was 2016, early 2017. No, quote me when I said it. Tyson Fury will not be given a red carpet treatment on his comeback. He will not be allowed to come straight back into the world of boxing because that's not good business. I said that this situation that he's got at the moment will be going, and he will not get his license quickly at all. Oh, by July he'll get it. Really? Okay. July has come and gone. Remember the UK, wasn't it June? Was it July? Now we're going to October. Delay tactics. I don't know what legal implications are, but anytime I try to talk to Peter Fury about it, it's a shut conversation, shut down. Doesn't want to talk about it. Doesn't want to talk about Tyson. So something's not right. Something's not right. Now, we know that Tyson's a lot of things. And I remember suggesting to Tyson, maybe you should get a PR person. Maybe you should have a PR person on board. Just in case you say something, before you say something that you may end up regretting afterwards. Even if that's what you feel, you may need a PR agent, just in case. Well, I don't want to be a robot. I want to be able to say what I want, when I like, how I feel. Okay? So you want to be like Muhammad Ali. Say what you like, when you like, how you like. Yeah, but Ali had a political structure around him, a very powerful political structure around him that made him, you know, and I don't want to go into great detail, but he had a very powerful political structure around him. When he was sent behind, you know, he was punished and he came back. He had a lot of powerful people around him, Muhammad Ali. You go and do the research on that. Now, in the case of Tyson Fury, made a lot of statements. People say, oh, well, yeah, Tyson should say what he says. Okay, you should be able to say what he says. But, you know, for cause and effect, you know, you say something, there will be a consequence. And you should know by now that Not everybody in the media is your friend. You should know that. There are some people in the media that are genuinely care about you, genuinely are interested about you, and genuinely want to see the best for you. You know this. And then there are people in the media that don't give a damn about you, that just want you to make stupid comments and get views on it. You are intelligent enough, man, to know this. Say, and to tell the difference. Now, when a man is on camera and he's saying, yeah, you know, I'm looking to come back, I'm looking to come back. I'm like, look, set the record straight. Are you coming back, yes or no? If you're not coming back, tell the fans, look, I'm not coming back. Or I'm back, but look, I need to get through this situation first. This is it. But even before this whole UCAD thing was going on, you were telling fans, I want to be in the sport, I want to be in the sport, I don't want to be in the sport, I want to be in the sport, I don't want to be in the sport. Now that, to me personally, and to probably a lot of people who are support you, they kind of know, well, what's this guy under? What is he up to? One day he wants to be in the sport, one day he doesn't want to be in the sport. Now, I also understand and I take into consideration there are days when an individual's emotions can be up and down depending on what's going on. You know, one day you could be a porter and, you know, they're giving you much love and you love the sport and it's great. And then another day you're walking down the street and you're being abused for your culture, where you come from and what you stand for. And that can peel a person off. The torrid abuse that I've heard Tyson Fury have to deal with, him and his family, is acceptable, totally unacceptable, and enough to make a person not want to even have anything to do with the sport. But that is what Tyson is known for. Tyson is fighting, you know, and entertaining fans. And you know, every day, you know, people want to see him entertain, and sometimes you just don't want to entertain. So I get it. Sometimes you just don't want to talk to people. Sometimes you just don't want to see people. Sometimes you just don't want to hear from reporters. I get it. I understand that. Cool. So what you're getting on? What's your point now? Well, here's my point. I think, and it's just a suggestion, I think either make it clear, I'm coming back or I'm not coming back. Okay? Because there are people out there who genuinely are interested in Tyson Fury, genuinely interested. Okay, and then there's a crowd of people that I'm not really interested in, that are just there for the crack and the laugh and are bitter and twisted and racist, and they're not interested in them. I'm not interested in talking to them. I don't want to hear their views. I'm not interested. Keep it to yourself. Not interested. So just be honest. Where are you? Where are you at? What is the situation? Look, I've got some personal issues I need to deal with. Once I get rid of those personal issues, I will be back, and leave it as that. 3 weeks down the line, we're going to hear again, you're not coming back to boxing. Then we're going to hear you are coming back to boxing. So what is it? What is it? And I know for a fact it's not as cut and dried as that. It's not as cut and dried as that. But you know, other things. So okay, you are in a position now where you don't know when you're going to get your license back, if you're going to get your license, or when I'm sure you will get your license back eventually. At this time, while you're out of the sport of boxing, and I know it's difficult, you can't go in the gym and train, want to, because you don't know when the next date is or who you're going to fight or all that sort of stuff. So you're kind of in limbo in that sense. But okay, do something. Go down the gyms. I don't know if you're doing it already. Go down the gyms. Inspire young fighters. You know, go around the country doing a Tyson Fury tour, just going to different gyms, seeing different fighters, getting the passion of the sport back. You can do it quietly. I don't even know if you're doing it at the moment, but do that. Do things like that. Be around positive people around the sport of boxing. Set the seeds in motion for when your comeback is there. It sprouts out great new fruit. And be more, you know, think about the experiences you had before this all happened. The media people you spoke to. I said, quote again, I think I said to Mick Hennessy, why don't you limit the media attention on sort of Tyson? Limit it. You know, certain people are just out there just for views. And you know, the people that genuinely want to be around the champ. It's a difference. And any clown today can pick up a camera and stick a camera in your face and start asking questions. Set seeds. So set the seeds differently for when you come back. Get a PR person beside you. I'm not saying you have to be a robot. I'm not saying you have to read off a script. Get a PR person beside you. All right? One who knows and feels and who you are. Not just any arbitrary PR person that's going to say, Tyson, you can't say that. Tyson, you can't say this. Not that. But to get somebody who can chuckle and laugh and smile and see the cheeky side of you and know that you mean no man or no woman, no harm. So that would be something I'd do. Somebody in PR to kind of look at you in that sense. Just be around some positive people. I don't know what your life is like. I really don't know, and I can't speak on that. But I would like to hear you, Tyson, sit down, talk about mental health. I'm somebody who has struggled with chronic fatigue for 7 years of his life. Okay, told by the doctors that I'd never live a normal life. Told by the doctors that I would never do the normal things. Told I would have to use tablets for the rest of my life. Told by 2 men sat in a room and they told me, "You're done. You'll never come back. You'll always be on tablets and you'll never live a normal life." Kiss my ass at that. Okay, so the battle with mental health is no joke. But talk about it. Talk about it. Share it. Share it with those people that maybe struggle themselves and be a part of it. And you know, that would be another great thing to do as well. And you don't have to talk about I'm coming back. Forget that. Talk about the sport. It'd be great to hear you commentating on different fights. Great to hear you out there being in the sport of boxing and just, even if you're not fighting yourself, being an inspiration to other people in the gyms all the time. You may be doing this already. I don't know that, but I would definitely advise in terms of getting that passion burning inside of you and that wanting to come back in and that loving and having such loving people around you and having that loving environment around you, because you need it. And appreciation. It's quite hurtful that the heavyweight champion of the world, the man who dethrones Vladimir Klitschko, 10-year reigning champion, comes back to the UK and should have got, in my opinion, at least an MBE. At least. Carl Frampton's got an MBE. He didn't beat the numero uno of the division. He didn't get 4 or 5 belts afterwards. He didn't beat a long-standing champion over 10 years. Peter Fury goes on and takes a champion, a guy who nobody thought could do it, and beats a 10-year reigning champion. Should have been trainer of the year. Instead, we had somebody else by the name of Joe Gallagher. When in history did he beat some? One of his fights beat somebody who was a 10-year reigning champion? Just asking. Not slag anybody off. Just asking. So we could say, well, it's because. Why is it because? I'm sure you all know why. But we'll leave it there at that. So I think the other thing, this comeback thing. What I hope doesn't happen is that when this comeback is made, is that there's a rush to fight Joshua or rush to fight the champion. That you're able to build your career in a manner which takes its time. You lose the weight and you get yourself back to the best fighting form that you can be. I don't know how you live your life outside of boxing. I don't know if you do get yourself involved in any extracurricular activity, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't know if you do that, and frankly, it's none of my business. When it becomes my business is when we have to make an assessment of you coming back in the ring to see whether you can actually become heavyweight champion of the world again. Then it becomes my business, because then you're in the realm of ask the questions that the fans want the answers to. Whether you smoke pot, you drink flipping meth, if you stand on your head and you, I don't know, you naked in the middle of a field, none of my goddamn business. And it's none of the fans' business either. But once you get stepping back into the squared circle, then it becomes my business and every person's business to find out what you intend to do and how you intend to become heavyweight champion of the world in the political climate you've got today, with a lot of people who definitely don't want you to become world heavyweight champion. You were a problem then, you will be a problem when you come back. So as long as you know you're a marked man when you come back, and that by you having the world heavyweight championship, you're a person that can't be controlled, then hey, as long as you know that's fine. I'm sure you'll understand that. I wouldn't want to see Tyson come back. And when he comes back, I said rushed into a title fight and his legacy be ruined. I really wouldn't, because this is something that I could very well see happening. But you got to want it, mate. You got to want it. And I know for a fact that if you don't want it, or if your heart's not in it, the games that Peter would put you through, as you know, would be grueling. On the flip side of all of this, you may not even really want to come back to the sport. You've got a love life, you've got, you know, kids, and, you know, a happily married man, and you've got investments, and you're doing what you're doing with your life. Why do you need to come back to boxing? The only belt you didn't win in boxing is the WBC title. That's it. You've won every other belt in boxing. Why do you need to come back? To prove what? It's not going to be whether you can beat Vladimir Klitschko. Because Klitschko's gone. So that question's, you beat Klitschko, and that's it. So the only questions that can be asked now: can you beat Deontay Wilder? Can you beat Anthony Joshua? Would you fight Luis Ortiz? And then you start looking down the barrel. Because if you beat Joshua, you're winning back your old belt. If you beat, so you're basically just taking keys back to your house, The only person really you need, and if you get to fight him, is Deontay Wilder, because he's the WBC title, you got WBC belt, and it's the one belt you did not win because you didn't fight him. So that's it. Will you even be able to get to that fight with Deontay Wilder? Will you be able to get to the WBC belt? Who knows? It's a strange world, the WBC and the world today around. I don't know. Would Tyson's career be easier? I know he's in Hennessy, and I know that, you know, they're loyal to Mick, so Tyson won't be going anywhere soon. But in a mythical world, what would happen if Tyson Fury was signed to someone like Al Heyman, or signed to someone like Bob Arum, or Old Boy Promotions, or maybe even Eddie Hearn? What would happen in this mythical world? What would happen? But mythical world, what would happen? So, as much as say this, Tyson, whatever you do, I wish you well. And I'm putting this video out there because I want you to know that you are cared for. I can't say support all the things you've said in the past, but that's my personal opinion. And, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I will say that you are missed in the heavyweight division. Your personality and charisma and character is one which is sorely missed. And yes, your off the wall comments have made people laugh and have made people happy, but it's also caused you misery, and I wouldn't wish any more on you. So with that being said, I think I've said all I've got to say. I think so. What was it? Yeah, stop telling you're coming back or you're not coming back, or avoid those sort of questions, and just talk boxing, talk about your memories of boxing, talk about the you know, the sport, upcoming fights. Do that. Start a podcast, start a YouTube channel, you know, start a YouTube channel, and then every so often do a YouTube video talking about upcoming fights if you want to talk boxing. I don't know, you know, but it'd be great for you to lay some foundations for when you come back to the sport of boxing. got to come back to a new set of fans, a podcaster. You know, this digital age, being innovative is key. Do something that the other champions are not doing. Be innovative, which I know you can be. So, yeah. Let's see what people are. Let's see what people are saying. There's probably loads of people in the room. Yeah, people say that I talked about Hamed, and I talked about Lennox Lewis. We don't know how far where Tyson Fury's career is. Is he a broken man? We don't know if he's a broken man. We don't know. We don't know physically, mentally, emotionally. We just don't know. He could just be saying things from what he remembers. We don't know until he's put in that situation again in the ring under intense pressure, whether he still is the same fighter. He may never be the fighter that fought Klitschko that night. He may never be that fighter ever again. That just may be a part of history that we're just going to have to accept. He may never be, and that's the brutal, honest truth. You don't know how the man's been treating his body outside the ring. You don't know what he's been getting up to outside the ring. If he's been abusing his body outside of the ring, then how can you expect the man to be the same? Cause and effect. I've said this before. Nathan says, hopefully he comes back, but to be honest, needs to get in shape first. Lewis Gavin says, can't do anything until you can pull their finger out and organise a date for the hearing. Yeah, when? John Mark says, Tyson is not coming back, and if he does, I'd be highly surprised if he could beat a decent European level. Okay, that's interesting. Gaza says there's some sort of corruption around it. Lucas Brown gets popped, he gets banned straight away. Povetkin gets popped, banned straight away, and Fury's still waiting for a hearing. Okay, that's interesting, Gaza. Luco Sport says the whole Fury thing is very sad. And Tyson, I'm sure you're watching this. There are people just on the comment section I'm reading through, so you can hear what fans and people are thinking. I'm just going to read generally the people that are speaking sense or people who are not being abusive. The whole thing that. The whole thing's very sad. The people want to see Fury in the ring. Find it very frustrating that various boards are preventing it. There we go. Lewis Gavin said, someone is giving board and UK backhand. Let's delay hearing. I agree with that too. I've got a good feeling. I've got some fair good feelings as to who it would be. The powers that be know Tyson's top of the tree, but Tyson being top of the tree isn't good for this whole situation. Stinks of corruption. I've said it 1,000 times. Fury's good for boxing, real entertainer. Mr. Ingram, can you remember the Tyson interview that Peter conducted around the time? It was over an hour, and the content in it was unbelievable. What the F was that about? I'm not sure. Spartacus great. I told everyone Illuminati are behind Tyson stopping from coming back. Okay, maybe not Illuminati. LGBT community says Gogrudja. There's probably pissed off a few homosexuals in the British Boxing Board of Control. He's been out of the ring nearly 2 years now. LGBT control the Illuminati control LGBT community. Let's see what's saying here. Gaza says after this Tyson Fury situation, came on trust UCAD, incompetent at best, corrupt at least. Gogrucha says how much of it is Tyson's own fault, though he was often out of shape and undedicated even before he beat Vlad. I don't agree with that point. If you look at fights where he fought Kevin Johnson, where he fought what's this guy's name, Martin Rogan, the second Chisora fight, out of shape. I disagree with you. The only fight I saw Tyson badly out of shape was the Joey Abel fight. Can we not lobby UCAD, Asgi? Yeah, Tyson was always in shape in big fights for Chisora, Vlad, and one that never happened. UCAD and British Boxing Board Control are corrupt, says Spartus the Great. Tyson should have been Sports Personality of the Year. Murray's boring. He should have been Sports Personality of the Year. Nathan says Tyson was never winning that. Not for his comments. And the media should have won it. Yes, but I knew he wouldn't. John Marks. Tyson gave enough ammo to sink a battleship. His raw interviews with Peter and the rest was unbelievable. What did they think was going to happen? Good for us and entertainment, very bad for him. There's only one Cena. I thought, of course, there is. Anyway, moving on. Yep, John agreed. Tyson sort of dug his own grave with those comments. He should have kept it to himself instead of preaching to the world. Spartak the Great says, come back and beat the shit out of that fraud, Joshua. I agree that Joshua fight will always be there as long as Tyson is boxing, so get in shape and take your time. That Joshua fight might always be there because if Joshua gets beat, then is that fight still viable? Tyson, best boxer in the heavyweight division, end of, says Chris W. Fury's a loose cannon. He cannot be controlled, and that's why half the media can't stand him. Jake Skilling says, Fury has the best footwork of the heavyweights since Ali. He's an interesting match up against any of the top heavyweights. John Mark said he could fun with the media. He's an intelligent bloke. The thing is, he took it that far. It looks like he's trying to attack them. He could not win. That's pretty true there. Joshua is the biggest puppet in sports, told what to say and do. Fury basically insulted 50% of the mainstream and comments about gay people and women. I think belts do make you champion. If you fought on his number of defenses, would have been tracked, would have been nice. Belts don't make a champion. Belts do not make a champion. A champion, there are people who don't have belts and they're great fighters. Okay. You know, Mayweather doesn't have any belts. Does that make him a champion? What? Belts don't make a champion. The person makes his belts don't make the champion. So this trinket makes a champion. Come on, man. Come on. You've seen tremendous people who have decided, who've taken it upon themselves to make title defenses against people who feared, you know, Froch fought the best of the best in the Super 6 tournament. Andre Ward fought the best of the best in the Super 6 tournament. Mika Keza fought the best of the best in the Super 6 tournament. Not all of them were champions at the time, but they all fought like champions. So I don't believe the garbage about a belt makes a champion. A belt does not make a champion. Belt does not make a champion. Absolute garbage. Tyson needs to feel the love which he didn't get when he proved he was the best. No, he did get the love, but it's how he handled that love. I think I disagree with you, because he was loved by some sections of the media, but how you treat certain sections of the media and how you treat people that are, you know, good and treat you right and only want to ask good questions, how you treat those people as opposed to treat people that don't have your best interests at heart. That is where it could be a bit muddied. Don't attack all media. Don't attack all media. Attack some media. You know what, but you know what they're about. You know where they're coming from. You know from day one where they're coming from. Like, you know, there's certain media you should, because you know what they're going to do with you. And like half the reason why you're in the crap that you're in today. If Tyson does come back, do you think he would want to go straight into the big fight? No. Or fight someone like Marty Mansell, warm-up fight type of opponent? Well, you need to find out where he is. You need to find out where he is. Going straight into a world title fight is what I'm very concerned about. Tyson's not been in boxing days over 2 years now out of the ring. You're the same boxer. I agree. You can see my ring point. What do you mean you can see my ring point? I said in the beginning, he should have got rid of them belts and kept the Ring Magazine belt. What's happened? Because I saw they were going to take the belt. Once I saw the IBF trying to take the belt, yank the belt away from him, I said, you know what? You notice how Joshua's IBF belt's not getting yanked from him? Interesting. Okay. If UCAD and Boxing Board are corrupt, we can have a fair guess who's giving the envelopes. Well, there you go. Tyson ain't coming back anytime soon. Well, tell those fans that. Tyson will likely not fight again. He said too much, upset wrong people. The media want a politically correct heavyweight champion. Probably will have a transgender champion next. Well, touch your opinion. I disagree with you. Mike Tyson, heavyweight champion in the world, outspoken, made tremendous amounts of money. Yes, he had issues and didn't help with the promoter he had at the time. And the leeches around him. But Tyson, there you go. Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, go for the history of champions. And eventually they'll go after Joshua. Certainly amount of time. You just have to look at the way it's particularly in the UK. They put you up and they knock you down. So Joshua's time is coming. Joshua's not immortal. They will find Joshua and they will do to Joshua what they did to everyone else, whether he's reading up a script or not. David Beckham, we put him up there and then brought him down. Every sportsman in the UK it happens to. Murray, Henman, you name them, up there and then down there. It's just a matter of how you control that. If you press the blue arrow on the comments, it takes you to the very last comment, as you can skip some. So just click on the comment area and the last arrow in the keyboard, mate. Okay. Thank you. Tyson will be rated as the worst linear champion in history. Not my opinion, but that's how it will be seen. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think might be. I don't know about that. I don't know about that because you can't really make a linear champion. He hasn't fought anybody. So if Tyson came back and he went and beat Joshua in his first fight, come back, would he be still considered that? No, that's your opinion. History. When the man's done and gone and he's no way, like he's 60 years old, then we can make adjustment, a fair assessment on history. We cannot make an assessment on history of Tyson Fury when the man still can come back and physically capable of coming back and boxing. So that statement I don't agree with. I see Tyson not long ago, and he's at least 28 stone. You cannot do that and come back and expect to be beating these young, dedicated, hungry fighters. It's a shame, as I rated him very highly, but he's done. You know, media don't hate Tyson Fury. They want him. He wells. He's interesting. Belts don't mean anything these days. Too many belts and governing bodies only give a shit about money. They don't care about boxing reality. Sanctioning bodies, that's what it is. You have to pay belts. So, okay. I think I've come to the end of this. But Tyson will be back next spring, mark my words. That's quite possible. Quite possible. But then it could be like Lennox Lewis and the Nazim Hamed situation. Okay, Tyson, and your supporters, and to Huey, wishing you all the best in your upcoming fight against Joseph Parker. I will say this much. If Huey Fury becomes heavyweight champion of the world and dethrones Joseph Parker, I just wonder how the British media are going to treat him. Huey Fury is more or less softly spoken. He has not that big a profile, keeps himself to himself. He's guided very well by his father. We'll see how the media deal with Huey Fury. That'll be very interesting. Very interesting. He would, because remember they did the same thing with him with the UCAD thing and said he was okay. So we'll see. I think that's it. Don't forget to join us tonight where we'll be talking to James Ali Bashir and Vermain Stavern live. So we find out the latest news. Also, only signed the contract to fight Dominic Brazile, and also we'll be talking to James Ali Bashir about various things, including his fights, his sparring partners, working out with Severn, and much, much more. You ain't charismatic, so the media ain't going to give a shit. No, maybe not, but we'll see. We'll see. Media will give Huey props. They want Tyson at Huey. Okay, fair enough. We'll see. Let's wait and see. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm surprised about people decided tuning to watch this video. But again, my message to Tyson Fury is set the seeds for an eventual comeback next year. Don't wait the clearance from UCAD to start putting things in place if you haven't already done. Go right to school, mentor young people, go to boxing clubs, but avoid the talk of I'm coming back, I'm not coming back, and posting on social media that this, because it turned me off. Not interested, just don't care. I don't, until I hear a date and a time when you're fighting, I don't hear it. I'm not interested in the rest of it. I really don't care. I'm not interested personally. When I hear got a date and time, it's confirmed, then fine. As I see him at the Fort in Manchester, he's massive. I'm not being negative. I like him, but he's badly overweight. Yeah, that's it. So when these people say, "Oh, Tyson's come back," well, I look to the weight. But then, having said that, he has no reason to be trying to get himself in shape because he's not boxing. So what do you expect the man to be? In shape all the time, training for what? You gotta have a reason, you know. You gotta have a reason. So I don't. I'm not so much about him enjoying his life, enjoying his money, and you know that I don't care about, and him being overweight. I don't care about that because you got to allow the man to enjoy himself. But as soon as he gets a clearance from UCAD, within a month or two, I want to see movement. I want to see what this man's like and if he really is gonna. Because UCAD can turn around and say, you know what, all right, Tyson, here's your license back. And he might say, you know what, I don't want it no more. Remember, Tyson was flip-flopping even when he was in the height of his professional career. And again, if you go back and read my blog, I predicted an early Tyson Fury retirement. I predicted it around first David Haye Tyson Fury fight. And I said to people, the first fight, it wouldn't happen. It didn't happen. I said the second fight, it wouldn't happen. It didn't happen. So I've been calling a lot of these things with Fury in terms of predictions in the future, what's going to happen, how it's happened. Like I said, I repeat, I do not want to see Tyson come back in a big money spinning fight that the fans want him to be in. So, oh, you can beat him tomorrow, and he comes out based on ego, wants to go and fight someone like Joshua who's been fighting regularly. I don't want to see that fight, and I hope he's not silly enough to take this is the biggest opportunity for your career. You can make much more money on this fight. The fight's here. If you want Joshua, take it now. One of those sort of telephone calls. So I first one Stuart said, if you'd settle down and commit, he'd be number one. Here's why: commitment, lack of. You know, you see, when you're a person who will do what you like when you like, who you do what you like when you like, how you feel, that's great. You're a gunslinger. But sometimes when you gunsling in a room where there's walls, where you're shooting in an open air, it's okay. But when you start shooting as a gunslinger in a room that's bulletproof, and you're not aware that the bullets start hitting you back and laying you up in your back or laying you up in your chest, that's when it don't make no sense. I'll do what I want. Okay, that's fine. It's out in the open, there's nobody there. But as soon as this is going on in a bulletproof room, it don't make no sense. So I hope that Team Fury can get it on, get it together, and they can. I hope that Huey winning the world title will unite Team Fury to be even stronger. That's what I hope. But anyway, that's it. I'm out of here. I just do these videos based on inspiration and what I feel. So somebody said Fury is lazy. He can get licensed abroad and box. He's got no excuses. He don't want it. I don't know. Maybe problems with that as well. Irish board said straight up, you can't get a license from us. So there you go. Right, I am out of here. See you tonight at 8 p.m. if you're from the UK. Right here, Bashir and Stefan. And if you're in Vegas, 12:30 Vegas time, 8:30 UK time. Don't forget the Peter Fury interview on the channel, explosive interview with Peter Fury. Check out the interview with Abel Sanchez, talks about George Groves' rib being busted by Gennady Golovkin. A senior Byfield, check him out. Tremendous backstory. Darnell Boone, great interview with him as well. The man that Kovalev and Ward and knocked out Adonis Stevenson. Great to hear from Darnell Boone. So the real deal, boxing. The chief operating officer, or he spoke to us, Eric Bentley, and he's told us in no uncertain terms that Evander Holyfield will be on our channel. So we're looking forward to that as well. There's lots and lots of stuff for you all to watch on the channel. So I'll see you back tonight at 8:30, and should be fun. Best great boxing content, best on YouTube, and the best interviews. Ingram. Thank you so much, Mr. Marks. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Right, let's get out of here. It's been fun. Take care.